Why, hello YouTube, BalorMage again, and we're coming in with a really spicy build this time. This build is a white whale. It is magic. It is everything I could ever need. It is the most tanky build I've played in quite some time. It's doing millions upon millions upon millions of DPS that I do not have to be near. I think right now I'm at like 18 million DPS, and this is just my basic throw it together to find out if it works the way I hoped, and it is doing just a gross amount of damage and being way too tanky. In the background here right now, you can see a bunch of little bosses that are killed just after getting to maps. This character that you're looking at right now at this stage was level in the early 70s with gems on that I was still leveling from just doing the acts. Like, I didn't buy level 20 gems for it. I just continued playing it with the gems I was using to level, annihilating bosses. So also mapping at a pretty good rate. The reason we re-rolled this build was purely because I wanted a Sanctum runner. I know that relics are godly important. I know that the relics that give you character power are going to define the rest of my league, and they're going to control what builds I'm able to make and what builds I'm not able to make, and they're really strong, and I'm super interested in them. So I very much enjoy the Sanctum, and I was like, well, I gotta re-roll Sanctum. So we did a little looking around. Eventually we came up with this thing. There was like 3 people playing variants of this on Pee-wee Ninja. So we looked at all of them and then combined them and took the things we liked and got rid of the things we didn't like. And here we are with Poison Summon Raging Spirits doing just disgusting levels of damage. Now, this video is going to be more of a showcase. I am going to share the path of building, and I am going to go over the really important parts of the build, but this is not a build guide. This also cost me 20 to 25 divines. The price is closer to 30 now already. I am going to, in the next few days, try and do a budget version and see how low budget it can work and function. But for now, this is going to be my build for a while. This is going to be my baby. I am in love with it. So let's jump in game and have a look at what we've got going on. All right. So here's my dude, Balor Relic Hunter, already level 95 because it honestly doesn't die. This has got a lot going on. First of all, we've got a Stone Golem for regen. We do have 2 Spectres that are buff Spectres. Now, right now, I'm using a Carnage Chieftain and an Arena Master. I'm not sold on the Carnage Chieftain. It does bring me to 100% uptime on frenzy charges, but I gotta say I've got like 95% uptime on full frenzy charges without him when mapping. So it's really only for like bosses that he gives frenzy charges, because I already get them on kill. So I'm really not sold on him. I'm also not 100% sold on the Arena Master, to be honest. Like, he's good, but I don't know. I'm not really sold. Spectres might change. We do have an Animate Guardian. I did write down all of the gear that I have on the Animate Guardian. He is quite cheap. We're not using a Kingmaker or anything like that. We've just gone for the cheap options. We've got a Dying Breath, Asenath Gentle Touch, Doppelganger's Guise so that he lives, Wind Scream so that he can do 2 curses because of the Asenath Gentle Touch. That gets plenty of big screen explosions. The Animate Guardian is handling that, and the helmet is not really that important. You can run a Leocast for very cheap, more damage if he's already res capped through your other gear. If not, use the helmet to res cap. Losing the Leocast isn't that much damage. So then the reason that we're Poison SRS, so we're using the United in Dream, which gives us a level 25 envy skill, which adds just an absolute buttload of chaos damage to everybody. I do have a generosity in there, an awakened generosity. The level 5 isn't that important because you don't get +1 level to aura because it's not a real thing. We're also using the Covenant to add a level 29 added chaos to it, so there's a ton of flat chaos. Now this only brings us 60% chance to poison, so we do have to get some 10% chance, or I think they roll up to 15% chance to poison jewels. You do have to use those jewels to cap your resistances. If you don't get percent chance to poison jewels, we're going to lose a lot of damage. You do want to get to 100% chance to poison, but we also have plenty of jewel sockets. There's 1, 2 there, there's 2 there, there's another one there, there's another one here you couldn't take, and there's 2 in the belt. So plenty of jewels to get poison chance over. That is probably the first most important step, is getting those things, getting the covenant, the weapon, and your poison chance up to 100. Now we're trying to keep the price down-ish, but also being disgustingly strong. The green nightmare, which is currently only about 50 chaos, and it was 30 chaos when I bought it, it does give you suppression and frenzy charges on kill from this wheel here, and that suppression mixed with this suppression and the mastery for 12% suppression if you have evasion on all 3 pieces, which you must have, and then a suppression roll on the boots, a suppression roll on the gloves, a suppression implicit, and a suppression roll on the helmet, brings us to suppress capped. So we have suppress cap. Because we have a bone offering, and this block wheel and this block wheel, we actually don't even take glancing blows, and we end up at right now 73% block. So this character has block cap nearly 2% off. I will fix that, but it's going to have block cap, spell block cap, and suppression cap. That's a lot. That's a lot of defenses. But then to go even further, with our flasks up, we also have 18,000 armor. We do have the bone armor thing giving us this 2,200 shield pretty often and removing all of our bleeds. And we have 5.1k life. So 5.1k life, block cap, spell block cap, true cap, not glancing blow, and suppression cap. Now that's a tanky character. But then normally you get a character this tanky, you don't deal any damage. Well, currently in my current live build, 19.4 million single target damage. There's really nothing that special on this build. That's just 19.4 million damage. Now that is, I apologize. That's on a 5 link. If you throw in, that's my clear setup. That's how I map. If I swap melee splash for multi-strike, which I never do, damage goes up insanely to 31 million in my current setup. I never do it. 18 million, 19 million, too much damage already. I do have to say, please feel free to pick apart this path of building. There is no tomfoolery going on here. That is real damage numbers. That is real. It does have a tiny ramp up time because it's poison based, but that's a real number. And if you play the build, you'll find out it feels like that. It is a real number. This is honestly the most disgusting thing I've played in as long as I can remember. And this is, again, just 25 to 30 divines to throw together right now. I can't control what's going to happen to the price after this video, but I do have some plans on making a more budget version. I do want to see what happens to the price of everything because of this video, and then I'm going to see what's left and see how cheap I can make a build that functions and hope to get, you know, maybe only 8 or 10 million damage, but for like, you know, a lot less divines. So we'll see how that goes. There's still plenty of experimentation left to go in this build. There's plenty of things left. The other thing that's worth noting is this jewel right here is the only form of damage over time multi that we get. And it's the only form that I can find at all to put on the minions, period. So that jewel is essentially just 30% more damage because it's the only multi that exists. So it is just 30% more. So that's a pretty important jewel. Again, though, it is just damage and we do have quite a lot of it. So if you lose 30% damage, The other thing that matters is that right now I am running only Call to the Slaughter, because minion movement speed is god tier. Minion movement speed is the most important thing for the whole build. So that is the only notable that I am running in 2 clusters. They are not even that good. I got a Feasting Fiends right there I haven't even taken. We've just gone for Jewels, Call to the Slaughter, and I mean, I got one with 5 life on it, but I mean, it's only like 20 life total over the whole wheel. It's really not that important. This one over here also has life on it, 7 life, but I've only got 2 nodes. It's only 14 flat life. It's really just not a big deal. It's just Call to the Slaughter. That's it. Things like this build don't come along this often. That it maps too fast, it bosses too fast, it's too tanky, it does everything. This is going to farm every single relic I need for the rest of the league. It can do most league mechanics. It's a little bit shit at Legion, to be honest. It still does it, but it's just not as quick as Legion as I would like, but it does everything else. It does all your blights and breaches and harvest, and you can delve on it, and it can do everything. This is an everything build. So yeah, this is the first video on it. I expect there will be more as I work more stuff out and fine-tune the build a little bit. There'll be some higher investment versions of this, because I'm going to do a higher investment version, and there'll be a budget version of this in a few days time, so that as many people as possible can play it. This is going to be, as far as I'm concerned, this is the build for relic hunting. If you want to get through the Sanctum and you want to collect all your relics so that you can make builds around them, because they are build enabling, this is the one. This is the one that does it. All right, very excited, can't wait to get back into it. I will see everybody next time. Goodbye.